hateful, anguished invectives against my name. No foolish windbreaker crew. Today, I do not die. Today, I achieve immortality. The figures descended upon him. The three engaged in an astonishing complex sequence of motions, weapons clicking and clanking. Fists and feet whisked through the air. They swung, leaped, and dodged. A rumbling roar welled up from beneath them. Rich red light rained down from above. Then finally, all three of the combatants drew weapons and fired. After an uncertain beat, Alabaster dropped his weapon and teetered atop the metallic contraption. He clutched his abdomen. "Curse you!" he coughed. "Curse you, Calderans! Curse you, windbreakers! Curse you all! You have not seen the last of Alabaster!" He stumbled and fell, plummeting into the smoldering glow below. Then there was darkness. The next sound was a riotous applause. Warm yellow light rose, and both figures reached down to help Alabaster to his feet. He smiled the same manic smile. This time, beaming came out across the enthusiastic crowd of theater-goers. He and the others bowed once, and the curtains fell. The audience was on its feet as a band beneath the stage struck up the first notes of a melody. Most of the theater-goers were dressed in elegant attire. Several people in the front row, however, had fallen quite a bit short of the fashion achieved by the rest. The most enthusiastic applause among the group came from a young woman with a narrow build. Her dress was gorgeous, but something about her posture and the way she wore it made it seem out of place, like someone had spent great time and effort decorating a crowbar. Her blonde hair had wrestled free of its bun, and one of the carefully tied ribbons had unraveled, as if her chaos simply wouldn't be contained. If the haberdashery misfire was evident to the woman, it didn't show on her face, as she wore a wide smile and an almost manic enthusiasm in her gaze. She was Chastity Cooper, though most would call her Lil. As the applause died down, she glanced aside. "Y'all think that's what I sound like?" "It's theater, Lil. Things need to be embellished a bit," replied the young woman beside her. Her companion was a contrast to Lil in almost every way. Her skin was rich and dark, while Lil's would have been lily-white if it hadn't been baked by the sun. She had a somewhat broader build, and everything from the complex braid of her hair to the bows atop her shoes was impeccably designed and perfectly matched to her poise and grace. She may as well have been born draped in such elegance. As a native Calderan, she practically was. Her name was Nita Grouse. "The voice ain't half of what you just said," said a man with a striking resemblance to Lil. He was Lil's brother, Ichabod, or Cooper. Standing more than a foot taller than she, he wore his formal uniform with all of the comfort of a man marching at gunpoint. "Embellished," Nita repeated. "Right, that means made up so's to be more impressive, right?" "Right." "That ain't half of what they embellished about you, Lil. That lady up there fills out a coat of fair slider better than you," Coop jabbed. "Yeah, well, the fella they got playing you can get a whole sentence out without sounding like a dang fool, so they pert near made him up from scratch, I reckon." A portly older woman beside Coop stood and wiped away the wrinkles in her skirt. She was wearing a dress and looking every bit as uncomfortable in it as the rest of the audience would have looked if they were wearing her usual uniform, which was a blood-stained apron. She was known by the affectionate nickname of Butch by most of the crew. She muttered something. "Well, Butch, again, this is theater. The audience cannot be expected to learn your language, so on stage, your lines had to be translated," Nita said. "You showed us all sorts of stuff that weren't in a..."